If someone was really the person that solved it, they'll be able to answer multiple levels. They'll be able to go down to the brass tacks. Given that, even if you're the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, life is too short. If you like what you're doing, you think about it even when you're not working. I mean, it's something that your mind is drawn to. And if you don't like it, you just really can't make it work, I think. So many people tried to talk me out of starting a rocket company. It was crazy. One good friend of mine collected a whole series of videos of rockets blowing up and made me watch those. He just didn't want me to lose all my money. We're doing these things that seem unlikely to succeed. And we've been fortunate, and at least thus far, they have succeeded. Now is the time to take risk. You don't have kids. As you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risk not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now, do something bold.
When you really want to be successful, you need to make sure that you're constantly improving upon whatever it is that you're doing every single day and figure out how to fix what's wrong to be great. Because when you're trying to become successful, it's practically trying to become great, because you want to be the best version of you every time you get out of bed. Every morning you want to be better than you were the day before. So make that your top priority of constantly trying to improve upon anything that you can every single day. Now, you don't have to make these huge, massive leaps of improvement, but just something small every single day, so that it eventually will add up to this huge leap of progress after you look back, and you'll be stoked through the roof because it didn't feel like it took a lot of time or energy, but it just took little improvements here and there. So you need to make sure any bad habits that you have, try to improve them as soon as you possibly can by doing small things to change them every single day. So eventually they will be out of your system and replaced with completely new ones, which are helping benefit your life and proving that you can do anything that you want, because it's going to help you grow and learn and engage in other situations which you will learn from and grow and mature in ways that were never possible while you were doing those old habits and those bad habits that didn't reap any benefit to your life. So make sure that you are constantly figuring out ways to do things better and be better than you were the day before.
If you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So either join a group that's amazing, that you really respect, or if you're building a company, you've got to gather great people. I mean, all a company is a group of people that have gathered to create a product or service. The only reason I started a company back in '95, an internet company, was because I couldn't get it. There were only a few internet companies, and I couldn't get a job at any of them. I tried to get a job at Netscape and sent my resume in and tried hanging out in the lobby, but I was too shy to talk to anyone. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to start a company because I can't get a job anywhere. There's no real limit to how many levels of tunnel you can have. You can go much further deep than you can go up. The deepest mines are much deeper than the tallest buildings are tall. So you can alleviate any arbitrary level of open congestion with the 3D tunnel network. This is a very important point. So a key rebuttal to the tunnels is that if you add one layer of tunnels, then that will simply alleviate congestion, will get used up, and then you'll be back where you started. I'm in favor of flying things, and obviously I do rockets, so I like things that fly. This is not some inherent bias against flying things, but there is a challenge with flying cars in that they'll be quite noisy, the wind force generated will be very high. Let's just say that if something's flying over your head, if there are a whole bunch of flying cars going all over the place, that is not an anxiety-reducing situation. Well, I intend to stay with Tesla as far into the future as I can imagine. And there are a lot of exciting things that we have coming. We've got obviously the Model 3 that's coming soon. We'll be unveiling the Tesla semi-truck. Yeah, so this is using only cameras and a GPS. So there's no LiDAR or radar being used here. This is just using passive optical, which is essentially what a person uses. The whole road system is meant to be navigated with passive optical or cameras. Well, I think this is one of those things that's quite difficult to predict. When you think of, say, the first controlled powered flight was 1903 with the Wright brothers. And then 66 years later, we put the first people on the moon. I mean, if you'd asked people, say in 1900, what are the odds of, man landing on the moon, they would have said, that's ridiculous. If you try to talk to them about the internet, they would not even know what the heck this sounds so crazy. But today, with a $100 device, you can video conference with anyone in the world, on the other side of the world. And if you have a Wi-Fi connection, it's basically free. Free to have an instant visual communication with anyone, or even with millions of people.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comments section down below.